On today's JMO with Josh and Joe, we have the NCAA tournament, baby.
It's here.
It is here. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Woo, what a wonderful sound.
That's a beautiful sound. First, we recap the conference tournaments. Wild.
Yeah.
This shit was fucking insane, right?
It's an election year.
It is an election year. Okay, we established that the reason for all the craziness is because it is an election year. And we go into detail about that. We give you our 5-12 upsets.
Yes.
Obviously. We give you our Final Four, and then we give you our champion. We get to some OTDISH. We have a couple of good ones, actually. It's very NBA-oriented. Well, basketball-oriented, I guess. It's
very basketball.
Kind of the theme, you know? Then we go to the NFL talk. We do some rapid fire. We do kind of talk about Justin Fields going to Pitt a little bit longer, but we do rapid fire. We kind of clean up free agency from last week, you know?
Yep.
There was a lot that happened last week, and we do a little bit of cleanup.
Yep, bring your brooms.
Yes. Then we do some NBA talk. Teams that are on a roll right now. There's a couple of them that are kind of they're doing pretty good.
They're hot.
Pretty good. They're hot. Real hot right now. And then we finish off with some PGA Tour. We have a couple of opinions.
Very strong opinion.
Very strong opinion, yes. Yes, we have a couple of very strong opinions that we talk to y'all about.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Welcome to JMO with Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday, March 19th, and Joe, do you hear that?
What's that ruffling sound?
Do you hear that?
I can hear it.
Do you know what that is?
It's just coursing through my veins right now.
My bracket being already busted. Because I totally had Howard beating Wagner.
Okay.
They both sound like 18th century fucking last names.
Or somebody that lives on a western farm.
Yeah. It's just weird. I don't know. The NCAA tournament's here, baby.
It's here.
It's here.
March is here.
Yes. So we had the conference tournaments, which we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk mostly about the SEC tournament. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the other big conference tournaments, and then get into the NCAA bracket. So let's get into conference tournament SEC. This was weird. Let's put it this way. I didn't expect Auburn and Florida to be in the SEC championship game, but I wasn't surprised, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
You know?
Why weren't you surprised?
Because both teams have good coaches and both teams have decent teams. Like they're not like Auburn has got a really good team, I think. I really do think up and down. And then Bruce Pearl's a great fucking coach. As much as he sweats on the sideline, he is as good of a coach.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably swim in his puddles at the end of the game, on the sideline at a certain point.
Yeah, but that's just oozing greatness. You know what I'm saying? He's just oozing good coaching.
Well, yeah, he's literally putting his sweat and tears, everything out, every single game, all out on the court.
Yeah, it's gross, but you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Is the SEC broke?
I don't know.
Was the SEC tournament broke?
I think it was malfunctioning. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, because the 1, 2, and 3 seed
and
lost.
4.
No, I was going to say no.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
1, 2, and 3 lost their first game. Auburn was the 4th seed.
Yeah, I think it was broken. I don't actually everything. The first couple of games, everything kind of panned out the way I thought it would. I thought LSU might be able to beat Mississippi State, but dude, Mississippi State's defense is stingy as fuck.
Yeah, and then Josh Hubbard just was making anything he wanted.
Anything. And the kid's my height, which frustrates the hell out of me.
Yeah, because, maybe you could have been
No, I'm way too white for that shit.
I mean, y'all had the same first name, same height.
I know. That's what, yeah. I don't know.
There was a lot of things kind of...
I mean, the skin pigmentation is a little bit different, but, I don't know. I'm making excuses here.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a weird conference tournament. Mississippi State beating Tennessee. Do you think Tennessee was just kind of on cruise control, waiting for the NCAA tournament?
I think there was quite a bit of teams that were that way.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, Tennessee was the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament. And another stat that correlates with all the other conference tournaments that were going on that time.
Major conference tournaments.
Well,
right?
actually,
all
all
of
the
them?
conference
Okay.
tournaments was that the number 1 seed won 11 out of the 32 tournaments, which honestly is a
That's
record low.
That's insane. Yeah,
Record low amount.
11 of the 32.
Yeah.
That is wild. Wild. I most of them though, they think they kind of already have a bid, right? Like, I think that kind of fucked up. We'll get to this later, but I think that's the reason a Big East only had 3 teams in.
Well, that was a little bit of a criticism that was going around, was that, like, were they letting off the gas? Like, they knew that they were going to be in the tournament and let off the gas, whereas the smaller conferences, obviously, that wasn't the issue. That was just straight madness.
Yeah.
Straight madness going
Oh, I
on.
know. I'm here for it. I love it every time. I just wish LSU would have won because I think we needed to win the entire thing if we were going to get in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Matt McMahon's second year, the first year he had 2 guys return. His first year last year, he had 2 guys return. The rest were all transfers.
Yep.
And he had to make do with that. And then the improvement from last year to this year was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
He won 2 SEC games last year. I think
Yep.
this year he won, 12? 13?
No.
Oh.
Like, probably closer around 8 or 9.
8 or 9. Okay. Either way, that's 450%.
It was still
Improvement.
It was still really, really good.
Yeah. So I'm happy as long as we keep going in an upward trajectory. I'll be fine. I do want to say, like, again, props to Mississippi State. Chris Jans had his guys playing some fucking ball. They beat Tennessee. They gave Auburn a run for their money. It was fun.
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl, again, we'll get to more Auburn during the NCAA tournament talk, but Bruce Pearl and Auburn are rolling right now.
Yeah, but do you think, by the time Auburn got to the quarterfinals, they had a 6th seed, a 7th seed, and a 9th seed in the SEC tournament at that time. They were just kind of fishing with dynamite at that point.
Yeah, it was easy.
A nice, easy road.
It was easy. You're right.
As far as the road goes, obviously Mississippi State gave them some fits, but at the same time, like, the seeds, they weren't up against much.
Yeah, A&M beating Kentucky, Florida beating Alabama. Like, speaking of which, A&M beating Kentucky was out of, like, again, I think a testament to how the teams were just basically on cruise control.
Yeah. Well, or just Wade Taylor, the 4th, just going off for like 30 points.
That
and
is
6
true.
3-pointers.
What's the coach's name? Buzz Williams or something like that?
Oh, yeah, Buzz Williams.
Buzz Williams. One of the all-time great names.
Mm-hmm.
At A&M. He had him playing some ball. Yeah, Florida beating Alabama. I think Alabama's a little overrated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I actually. We'll talk about this when we get to the NCAA tournament. But Florida A&M, Florida was playing well. Though actually, the SEC championship game was decent. Auburn coming away the victor. But yeah, it was a weird. You're right. The SEC is broken.
It was broke. The conference tourney was broke.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So we need to fix it. Hopefully the NCAA tournament does it. Let's see. I think Mississippi State's, like, I like Josh Hubbard, but I think they need a guy. Like, they need the guy. Josh Hubbard isn't the guy. I think they need somebody. All they're missing is one piece.
Okay.
One piece. I'm just saying it. Let's see. Big East. UConn destroyed Marquette. Marquette's overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated.
I can see that.
It's a testament more to how overrated Marquette is. UConn is very good, though.
UConn has a lot of returning starters from that championship team last year, so I really have them making a run, and we'll talk about this later. But yeah, in the way that they showed in the Big East tournament too, I think it only solidifies that.
Yep. Iowa State dismantled Houston. That was weird. Another, like, basically just showing how those top seeded teams are kind of on cruise control.
That's where the criticisms start, because I think Houston actually took out their starters pretty early on that game.
Right.
So it was like, okay, we made it to the championship game. we are already going to be secured a number 1 seed. Like,
Yep.
what is the purpose of this game?
Exactly.
But I don't know. I don't like that mentality as a coach. Like, your mentality as a coach should be like, I want to win every single thing. Like, I don't care. Like, I want to win everything. Like, I'll tell my players to make sure they're staying cautious out there. But I'm going to play every game that that I'm going to win it. Mm-hmm. It's a winning mentality.
Right. I agree. But it's also like, what if they get hurt? Then you're.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Be cautious. You don't have to play 100%. Or
Play them 100% of the time.
no, yeah. I mean, you don't have to play them 100% of the time. But what I'm saying is like, hey, like, be cautious. Don't get yourself hurt. Because I mean, there's times where players know, like, hey, look, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go all out, and this might put me in a vulnerable situation, but I'm going to actually do it. Do everything to win.
Telling them to go out there and play, but make business decisions.
Make business decisions,
Gotcha.
But at least I want them being able to play the game, get the reps out there, and make sure, and try to win.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I never like losing. I agree.
Yeah.
I will say this: Iowa State does have a really good defense, so I don't want to take too much away from Iowa State. Although I agree with you, I think Houston kind of like let their foot off the gas a little bit. Big news: NC State beat UNC. NC State had no business being there, first of all, and I think this is something that is going to kill a lot of people's brackets because people are going to have NC State going way farther than they're going to go.
No, that's true. But that big man from NC State's fun to watch.
He is fun.
He's fun to watch. He's just got good moves as a big man. Old traditional postman moves.
Yep. Loved seeing it.
So, but yeah, but it was cool. It was cool to see an in-state, rivalry go to the championship game, and NC State. Yeah, you're right. You're right. NC State's definitely going to be one that if people really studying the bracket, they may overstudy NC State.
Yes. I think it's going to, but NC State's going to be a bracket buster.
Yeah.
Illinois beat Wisconsin. Not this one wasn't terribly surprising. Illinois has been playing some good ball. Wisconsin was kind of surprising. I didn't think they were going to get to the Big Ten championship game, but here we are, and they lost. I don't believe in Wisconsin. I don't think they're a very good team. I think they got hot during the conference tournament. Again, we'll talk more about it during the NCAA tourney.
Yeah, I mean, it's either going to go one of two ways. It's going to be like, one. Those teams that made it to the conference championship are going to just fall in the NCAA tournament because people let off the gas type of thing.
Yep.
During the conference tourneys because they didn't see as much value in it, or it means the disparity of talent is very minimal. The margin of disparity of talent is very minimal, and anybody can beat anybody, and there's going to be a lot of madness.
Which I'm here for.
It's going to be one of two extremes.
Right. I agree. Oregon beat Colorado. This was big because Oregon also beat Arizona.
Yeah, that was big.
They beat Arizona to get to the Pac-12 championship game, and then they beat Colorado, who was also surprising to be there as well. I don't know what to take from this. I think both of those teams are going to be bracket busters again.
I'm going to say this is the Deion Sanders effect.
Yeah, this is a little bit of the Deion Sanders effect. Both of them, bracket busters. What?
No, just Deion Sanders, prime time.
Yeah, prime time. Dude, did you see they had over 65,000 applicants they had to turn down?
Yep.
Just after 1 year of Deion Sanders being there.
Yeah, that's incredible.
65,000.
That's incredible.
That man, pay that man.
Yeah.
Pay that man. You know how much money that college is making just off of one fucking dude?
Just off of an enrollment.
I like it. Dude, it's insane. It is wild. Okay, I think that does it for the Power 5 conference tourneys. I know we didn't get into any of the in detail of the other conference tournaments, but we'll
highlight some of the winners whenever we do the preview.
We only care about the SEC, so whatever. All right, let's get to the NCAA bracket. This is Oh man, this is the one of the times of the year that I get my hopes up so high.
Yep.
And basically get crushed after day 2.
It's a tradition. It's a tradition like no other.
Tradition like the Masters, which is actually coming up in April, which would be fun. We'll get to some golf talk later, but anyways, let's go. How do you want to do this? You want to start in the East?
Yeah. I mean, we want to break down. We're gonna break down the different sections, or
let's get to. All right, let's do like the 5-12 upsets.
okay.
Let's do the 5-12 upsets. I have a Cinderella coming out of the East.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about that. But
Okay.
let's see, what's the 5-12? San Diego State UAB? There's not going to be a 5-12 upset there.
Okay. Yeah, I've got San Diego State as well.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, they after that run they made last year, they made it to the Final Four. Yeah, they were in the fucking Final Four last year.
I was gonna say there's experience with the team, and the coach. I didn't see this one. I could see UAB being a feisty one, but I kind of ultimately saw San Diego State kind of coming out on top with this one.
I agree.
Now before you get to the other ones,
Okay.
real quick. So I don't know if you've noticed, but in recent years, 5-12 upsets haven't been as prevalent. So I went and took a look at the numbers just to make sure. And that is actually a direct cause because of COVID. So since 2021, since obviously COVID canceled 2022 or 2020, the 5-12 seeds have been, or the 5 seeds have been 9-3 against the 12 seeds.
9-3.
Yeah.
Really?
And just to put it in perspective, 2019 they were 1-3.
What?
So before COVID in 2019,
they
were
okay.
1-3.
Yeah, in 2019 the 12 seed beat the 5 seed 3 out of the 4 times.
Yes.
And then COVID happened, and then it destroyed so COVID not only destroyed like millions of lives,
Yeah.
it also destroyed the 5-12 upset.
It did. But I have a new factor that's going to play into effect because I have for the next ones, and we'll go through each of the individual matchup. I think there's going to be madness, and I think it's because it's election year.
Election year. Okay. All right. I like it. Bring back 5-12 upsets, man. Those are like my favorite because there was at least 2 5-12 upsets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fuck COVID, man. COVID keeps fucking taking.
Yeah.
It just does. COVID doesn't stop taking.
Well, hey, look, the election year has something in store.
Love it.
Let's go through it.
All right. So I guess from the East, here's my thing. I like Iowa State a lot. I think I have Drake making it to the Elite Eight.
Okay.
That's one
just
of my
as far as the bracket goes.
Yes, I have 2 kind of Cinderella. That's one of my Cinderellas.
Okay. I don't have a Cinderella from that. Or do I have it from that side? No, I don't have a Cinderella from that quadrant.
You can also, well, I guess you could say might be a Cinderella, but my biggest upset of the bracket of the tournament is in this division as well. I have Auburn beating UConn in the Sweet 16.
Ooh.
Yes.
That is spicy.
It is a little spicy, and I'm doing exactly what I said I wouldn't do, and basically getting caught up in all the conference tournament hype.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing with this one. I am all in on the Auburn hype.
Okay. I am not. I am. I've got UConn in my Final Four.
All
so
right, good. We'll get to the Final Four. Let's move from the East to the West. This division's kind of weird. I think it's going to be dominated by one team. Let's see, the 5-12. What is that? St. Mary's and Grand Canyon. St. Mary's is going to beat a rock, right?
no,
A crater.
no. I got Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
No,
come on.
It's a saint that it is enshrined in heaven.
Nah.
Grand Canyon ain't got nothing on Saint.
No, I don't think the St. Mary Gonzaga division or conference is as strong as it has been in the past. I'm going straight Grand Canyon on this one.
Grand Canyon dominated whatever fucking conference they're in.
Yeah.
They did. Okay, that's one of your 512s.
That is one of my 512s.
Love it. I love to see it. Yeah, I guess my favorite part about this division is the fact that you can put for the Michigan State Mississippi State matchup.
Mm-hmm.
If you just put MSU as the winner,
Yeah.
you win every time.
It's chess, not checkers.
Yeah, foolproof system right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put MSU and you can't lose.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to tell you otherwise, right?
Yeah. No, you've got quite an argument there.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible. I actually almost picked Mississippi State to beat UNC in the second round. I did not, however, because of what I said earlier. I think they're missing one. Mississippi State's missing one piece. The guy.
Got it. Yeah, it would be tough to have them over UNC, but I also, on the flip side, don't see UNC as a strong number one.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're not a strong number one. You're right.
Yeah, so I think they would be very susceptible to a upset. I just don't know which round yet.
Gotcha. I also, another big upset I have here is Charleston beating Alabama. Again, like I said earlier, not sold on Alabama. I know Nate Oates is a great coach, or I wouldn't say great. He's a good coach. I'm just not sold on this team. So I got Charleston. That's one of my upsets. It's not really a Cinderella story, but it's an upset.
You got to watch for Alabama. You got to watch a team because Alabama's a very fast-paced team. You got to watch a team that can slow down the pace of the game because that's what Alabama's kryptonite is.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Charleston can do that. I have not watched a single Charleston game.
But you envision that.
Yeah, that's what I'm envisioning. I read up on a little bit of it, you know.
You had a feeling.
Yeah, it's gut. This is all going by gut.
Gut.
Yeah. Anything else from the West? I think that's about it. We'll get to the Final Four in the champion.
I actually have a potential. As much as I love Arizona, I have a potential Cinderella in this one, in the West.
You haven't picked it yet.
I haven't actually decided if they will be my Cinderella for my picks, but
okay.
Long Beach State.
Ooh.
Long Beach State. Now
I do think there will be a 2 that upsets a 15 this year. I don't think there'll be a 16 to upset a 1, but I do think that there's going to be one 15 to upset a 2.
Now I don't know if you saw during the conference tournament, but Long Beach State got here obviously because they won their conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very small conference. Before the conference tournament started, the university, Long Beach State University, let their coach know that he was going to be fired after the conference tournament. And he went through and won the conference tournament. Dude, if he's still going to be fired after the NCAA, I'm putting Long Beach State.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm putting my money on Long Beach State. They're playing for the coach.
And he's playing for his job, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But I thought that was pretty crazy.
That was kind of weird though. Like how, like so it's like, hey, you're fired, and then he's just like, all right, can I finish the season?
Well, they did. Yeah, they let him finish the season. Now, whether he requested that or not,
that's just what I'm envisioning in my head. Like, what? Hey, you're fired, and then he's like, hey, well, can I, come back to work for a little bit? And they're like, all right, cool, yeah.
Yeah. No, actually he had quite a good. He actually had a quote. So basically, at the post interview of the championship, after they won the championship, he was like, "Yeah." So Jim Harbaugh once said, there isn't a coach like luckier than or in a better situation than me, and he's like, "Well, tell him he hasn't met Dan Monson."
Dude, all right. So if they beat Arizona, can you fire him? If Long Beach State beats Arizona, you have to keep him. Right?
You gotta keep him.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna fire a guy that beats the number 2 seed?
Yeah, like a victory like that.
You would be one of like 4 teams that have beaten a 15 seed.
Yeah,
or beaten a 2 seed as a 15 seed.
Which, as of recently, the last three tournaments, there's been a 2 beat or a 15 beat a 2.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but again, COVID kind of fucked everything up.
COVID kind of twisted things around.
Yeah, but yeah, I like this. I like this bracket. This this division, the Western Division, is good. Well, you'll see what comes out of it. What I think will come out of it. Let's get to the South region. Where do we start with this one? I do want to make it known that the playing games actually kind of matter. And I think it matters to this one because if Boise State beats Colorado, I think Florida beats Boise State. But if Colorado beats Boise State, I think Colorado beats Florida. Has nothing to do with any type of research I did. It is just based on vibes and how Colorado did in the Pac-12 conference. The Pac-12 conference tournament. I don't know, and it actually will determine who wins the second round too, because I have Western Kentucky upsetting Marquette.
Okay.
That's my 2 or 15 seed beating 2 seed.
Okay.
Western Kentucky beating Marquette. I think Marquette's overrated.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you make a good point because the 16 seeds playing in the first 4 don't really make too much of a difference against the 16-1, but they do as of recent years, obviously.
Yeah, they've had a 16 beat a 1 the last 2 years, right? Or, yeah, Virginia lost in 2021, right?
Yeah.
Virginia lost to as a 1 seed to a 16 seed, and then last year Purdue lost.
But there's also a year in between there. There's 2021, 2022. But yeah,
okay. So never mind. 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah, but yeah, Purdue did lose to St. Peter's last year in the 16.
No, Fairleigh Dickinson.
Oh, that's right.
Kentucky lost to St. Peter's.
That's right. Because St.
Right.
Peter's was also another.
Yep. They were 15 beat a 2.
Yeah. So obviously, but I don't know. I'm trying to remember if they played first 4 or not. But that first 4 does give those teams an opportunity to get the dust off, brush the rust off.
I agree to an extent. Most of these teams are coming off of conference tournaments too, so like they're warmed up. Yeah, this one's basically just I think the 5-12. This is JMU, right?
Well, I think JMU has now solidified themselves as the small school powerhouse.
Yes.
Whereas Appalachian State used to take that reign, I think now it's James Madison.
Well, maybe Appalachian State takes the reins in football. JMU takes it in basketball. I mean, I know they have a great football team too.
I was about to say JMU was undefeated last year.
Yeah. No, they. So do you think they just took over all sports?
I'm just saying, maybe like I said, a small school powerhouse.
Okay. JMU, I love it.
I think they're taking over from Appalachian State. Hot take or something? I don't know.
I'm here for it. I mean, they were 31-3 this season, so But yeah, this is one of my 5-12s. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I totally have. I'm smashing JMU.
I agree. Bet the house, JMU.
One of my Cinderellas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How far you got them going?
I do have them losing to Houston.
Okay, I agree.
Houston's one of my Final Fours, but still.
I'm with you on that. I have them losing to Houston. I have Vermont beating Duke. I don't think Duke's that good this year.
Yeah, but I don't like Vermont in the tournament.
No.
Vermont has literally lost every single time except for one time since 2000.
Wow. Okay.
In the first round.
Damn, you went deep.
I went very deep.
Wow, well, okay, now I just instantly regret my pick. Maybe this will turn it around. It's election year. You never know.
That is very true.
That's gonna be my excuse for everything I predict now.
It's an election year.
It's an election year. But yeah, no, I got my Western Kentucky upset. I don't think they're gonna go any further than that. I think they're gonna get up from Marquette, and then they're gonna lose to whoever, whether it be Florida or Colorado in the next round.
Yep.
So, anything else from the South?
I think that's about it.
South regions, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Let's see. Midwest. I can't talk. Midwest region. Is Purdue going to lose first, second, third, fourth round? What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. you. I know you are off of Purdue.
I'm off of Purdue.
After,
I'm not.
After last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you need to do a fantasy punishment for having your champion lose in the first round.
Yeah. I actually, we've had a whole entire year of getting votes in from our TikTok and Instagram's, voting polls, and it's been unanimous almost.
Yeah, that you should. Okay.
I think I was probably the only one that voted no.
Yeah, well, I see.
From my personal page. So.
This is so the 5-12. It's gonna be Gonzaga versus McNeese State. You hammered McNeese State.
Absolutely.
You Will Wade is one of the better coaches in the NCAA. He's only at McNeese State because he I'm gonna say quote unquote cheats.
Well, the allegations,
Yeah, but
the sanctions.
all the allegations that are completely legal now.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Quote unquote cheats.
Yeah, but this solidifies my 1-3 prediction for 5 and 12 seeds this year.
So all right, let's go. Let's review. So you got McNeese over Gonzaga.
Yep.
You have JMU over Wisconsin.
Yep.
You have Grand Canyon over St. Mary's. The
Yep.
only one you have is San Diego State over UAB.
And I almost wanted to do UAB too.
Dude, imagine if election year brought us all 4 12-5 upsets.
All 4 upsets.
That would be awesome. I'm here for the madness. Look, here's the thing. I know my bracket gets busted every fucking year, so I'm here for the madness. Last year was one of my favorite NCAA tournaments because of how maddening it was. Mm-hmm. It was absolutely insane. I think we had more upsets last year's bracket than we've ever had. Like as far as just small seeds beating big seeds.
Yeah.
It's insane. So yeah, the McNeese State is one of my Cinderella stories. They're gonna beat Gonzaga. I think they're gonna beat Kansas next week, or I'm sorry, next game.
Question.
Yes.
How far did you want to put St. Peter's?
Dude, I wanted them to beat. I wanted them to beat the fuck out of Tennessee, and I wanted them to beat Texas. I wanted them to lose to Creighton in the Sweet 16.
I wanted to put them so far. So bad. Especially they're playing Tennessee, who's typically a terrible tournament team.
They're up there with Purdue.
Purdue.
It's just bad tournament teams.
Yeah. I just it's great. It's a great quadrant to be in, but I don't know.
You like Dalton Connect too much, don't you?
Well, I do. Yes, I envision myself as a Dalton Connect, protege, sort of.
Also, St. Peter's didn't really have that great of a season.
No. I know. That's why I have to rationale with myself and get out of the tunnel vision of seeing, remembering them making a run last year and be like, oh wait, yeah, St. Peter's, they made a run last year. Like I'm gonna put them to the Final Four.
Yeah, but the NCAA tournament doesn't know reason.
It does not.
It does not. But
Which also is a very valid argument for the other side of things of putting St. Peter's into the Final Four.
Agreed. Yes. This is one where the playing game also played a factor because I'm gonna pick Texas regardless of whether Colorado State or Virginia wins, but it kind of depends on who wins that game. Like if Virginia wins that game, I might look at it a little bit differently. I don't know. But I'm still gonna go with Texas. I think Texas is gonna win that game. But it's weird, those playing games. It just kind of throws you off a little bit. Like
they definitely do.
Obviously, the 16 seeds aren't that big of a deal, but I don't know. Like Montana State versus Grambling. Obviously, I'm going to be rooting for Grambling hardcore.
Oh yeah,
but neither one of those teams is going to really do anything. Purdue's not going to lose to another 16 seed for the second year in a row.
No,
it's just
it's not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Let's see. What do we got out of this one? Anything else? I mean, I guess we can go into our Final Fours now.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's go in reverse order. Let's go with the Midwest region. I'm gonna go. My big. I don't really think it's a Cinderella story because they're the number 3 seed, but I think I got Creighton going all into the Final Four.
In the Midwest?
Yeah.
On this one, I actually, obviously not a big fan of Purdue going all the way. Not a big fan of Tennessee. So I actually had an old blue blood hiding in the depths. Kansas.
Dude, this is one of Bill Self's worst teams.
Hey, but Bill Self has been there. He's done that. He knows how to get it done.
Okay, fair enough. I got him losing to McNeese State, so... okay, let's go to the South region. South Division region, I guess. Yeah, it's probably region. I think both of us have Houston.
Yes.
I was seriously considering Kentucky. Because if they get on a roll, like they don't have much defense. They're a high scoring, very potent offense. But if you find somebody that can slow them down, like I think Houston can, then you've beaten Kentucky.
I was highly considering James Madison.
Nice, JMU. Oh fuck yeah, dude. I like that. I like that. They're the new. What did you call them?
The new small schools powerhouse.
Small school powerhouse. Love it. JMU. Let's go to the West. I have Arizona. I think they're gonna breeze through this region.
It's either Arizona or Long Beach State.
Yep.
It's one of the two. Whoever's the winner is going to go to the Final Four.
Whoever the winner of that is going to the Final Four. And then let's get to the East. Surprisingly enough, I have Auburn.
I've got UConn.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick.
I mean, it's honestly a safe pick. It's a boring pick, but if I'm going to pick to win money, like that's what I'm going to do.
This is the bet. No team has had a better chance of repeating national championships since the 06-07 Florida Gators. So, like that's not a bad pick.
Yeah.
They're they were the number 1 overall seed. So.
Yep.
I have visions of Creighton just beating the Christ out of them. I keep thinking I keep going back to that game.
What do you still envision Doug McDermott being over there?
Something I don't know what it is, but like Creighton just got through beating UConn like 2 or 3 weeks ago. They stomped them. Remember that? It was a couple weeks ago. They stomped UConn, and I keep thinking about that.
Okay, that's what you keep reflecting on. Got it.
So that's why I picked Auburn. I picked Auburn to beat them again. I have Drake going to the Elite Eight. I don't know if I just like Drake, like the name, just because it reminds me of the rapper.
Well, he just showed Dong, so
he did show Dong. Okay, is there any? Are there any? Oh no, there's no Dong.
So as much as like Drake just flopped Dong, you just flopped, Drake right on across your spreadsheet.
All across my bracket. Yeah. So yeah, I got Auburn. Final Four. Who's in your championship?
Championship. I've got UConn and Houston.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I got Houston and Arizona. I think that was. This is probably a pretty popular pick.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I hate doing this, but I do it every year because everyone has UConn, Houston. Everyone has Arizona, Houston.
And I will say this. I mean, typically, sometimes it's not, but typically we do see, like, there's a lot of madness within the bracket, but once it starts kind of getting to the Final Four and then into the championship, it usually levels out.
Those big, the good teams always win. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you'll have your Cinderella stories, you'll have your once-in-a-lifetime type of runs. But a lot of the times, the reason why the Blue Bloods are called the Blue Bloods is because they win the fucking championships.
Exactly.
They win the championships, okay? The good teams win the fucking championships. So I got Arizona versus Houston, and I have Arizona winning.
I got Houston and UConn, and I actually have Houston winning.
Houston, nice. I like this Houston team. This Houston team is very good.
Yeah.
And they just moved into the
Big 12.
Big 12.
And did the same exact thing.
Yeah, and did not miss a step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so fucking pumped. Dude, this is one of the best times of the year.
Absolutely.
One of the best times of the year. This just everything, my phone blows up, and it's one of those my phone blows up that I love. It's not like some crazy girl just blowing me up, sending me, poems and shit.
I actually had this as a due date because I was moving into my new office since I work from home on my, daily job. I actually had this as a due date to make sure I had my TV and everything set up because I'm going to be watching basketball the entire day.
You know what? This is when the Apple Vision Pro would come very handy.
Whoa, you're right.
Like, I mean, think about it. Having 8 different TVs set up in your Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the only reason I would ever buy an Apple Vision Pro.
So
I don't want to look like the biggest douche in the world walking down the street with with a giant plastic thing strapped to my face.
But if you can watch like 8 games at 8 times,
how awesome!
Or at the same time,
how awesome would that be?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it's like, so back when we were in college, forever ago. We would have like multiple TVs set up, and we would have one on the cable, and then we'd have 2 other TVs streaming. And that was back in 2010?
Oh yeah,
2011. That was basically our Apple Vision Pro. We just had a bunch of TVs set up.
It just wasn't virtual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this NCAA tournament. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's so too. It's election year.
It's election year. Yeah. You got anything else?
That's about it.
All right, let's get to some OTDISH. Let's roll through these. I got in 1955, the 17th NCAA championship. San Francisco beats LaSalle 77-63. You know who was on that team?
Who's that?
That San Francisco team?
A pasta dish?
No, the San Francisco team.
Oh, I thought you were talking about LaSalle.
LaSalle does sound like a pasta dish.
Yeah.
It does. No, Bill Russell. He was named the most outstanding player.
Whoa.
We should go back to naming players the most outstanding players. I don't mind most valuable players like the MVP. The MOP doesn't sound as good. It sounds like you're calling him a mop.
Mop, yeah.
But I like the sound of most outstanding player better.
The abbreviation is better with MVP.
Yes.
But the actual name and title is better with outstanding.
Yes, most outstanding player. But yeah, Bill Russell, named most outstanding player, played for San Francisco. I didn't know that. I really didn't. I just knew he won a shit ton of championships with the Celtics.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. This is NCAA championship tournament time. So
of course.
Yeah, what you got?
I'll kind of piggyback off of that. 1966, the 28th NCAA men's basketball championship. Texas Western beats Kentucky 72-65.
Didn't they make a movie out of that or something?
So yes, they did actually make a movie out of that, and that's actually what kind of hit with the nostalgic feeling whenever I actually, saw this one. I was like, definitely going to bring it up to OTDISH. But yeah, they made the movie Glory Road, which obviously highlighted the monumental moment of where we had the first all-black lineup in a basketball championship game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Starting lineup.
It was actually it was a pretty good movie.
It was a great movie.
I liked the movie a lot.
Yeah, it was really inspiring.
One of the things I remember from that movie is it defined bad.
Define bad? Yeah.
Bad, yeah.
Because bad is good.
Bad is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome. I was like, okay, all right, I know what bad means.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But no, great movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Go watch it.
It really reflects the historical time at that time and like the monumental moment that was a breakthrough.
It was especially like how they were just they were shit on.
Oh yeah,
they were all shit on. It was. I mean, it was bad, but it's also kind of cool, like how they broke through.
And it forever marked the starting point of Kentucky recruiting all black players from then on.
Yep. The only thing I don't like about that movie is Adolph Rupp was not as big of a dick as they portrayed him. They portrayed him as the bad guy. Obviously, he's the villain. But they made him look like a fucking dick. And apparently, from what I've read, he's not that big of a dick.
Okay. Is he not?
Yeah, so he was actually kind of a good dude. He was just an excellent coach.
Well, they actually did have a black player on their team.
Kentucky did.
Yes. So, it wasn't that the fact that they, obviously, I mean, it was still tough times at that time, but like it wasn't the fact that like they had Texas Western had black players or the only people that their team that had black players on their team. It was the first one that actually did a full starting lineup because that was unprecedented at that time.
Right. They had a bunch of black players on their team too, like which they I guess like the Kentuckys and everybody had to, like your I guess for lack of better words token black player.
Yeah. But I honestly refer back to the Shane Gillis stand up where he just whenever he rewatches like old Alabama stuff, it's like how Alabama used to dominate back in the day, and then they played a team that had bunch of black players, and they're like, whoa, we need to get some of those guys. And it just completely fixed racism at that time.
I mean, yeah, black players, they're just really good at sports. I don't know what else to say.
If there's anything that Alabama loves doing, it's winning football.
Yeah, they'll do anything to win football. They'll beat racism in order to win football games.
Exactly.
Yeah. In 1984, on this date in 1984, two-time Cy Young winner Denny McClain is indicted on charges of drug trafficking, embezzlement, and racketeering. This guy probably would have been best friends with Jamarcus Russell.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Him and Jamarcus Russell would have been best friends. But the 25-year sentence was later quashed.
Oh, quashed.
It was quashed.
Is that's what they say? The quashed.
It was quashed.
Are
Yeah.
you sure the British people weren't?
They were involved.
They were involved. Okay.
Yeah, Parliament was involved. But yeah, it's just basically like if you had a lot of money in the 80s, you would never go to jail.
I feel like that's kind of true today.
It kind of is, but it's not as easy if you get scrutinized by the media.
That's true.
But also, we're so ADHD nowadays that like you'll get scrutinized by the media and then we'll just forget about you.
24-hour news cycle.
24-hour news cycle, baby. What else you got?
All right. So this one's a multiple of years. This one's 3 combined into 1. Mm-hmm. So in 1956, the Minneapolis Lakers beat St. Louis Hawks 133-75. At that time,
133-75. Holy
yes,
shit.
At that time, being the largest margin of victory at 58 points.
Okay.
Then in 1971, the LA Lakers beat the Golden State Warriors 162-99. Also setting the record for the largest margin of victory at 63 points.
Where does the boss... Oh, are you going to get to that?
Well, I was going to say 1976, Golden State beat Indiana Pacers 150-91, 59 points. So 3 different years on the same date, March 19th, teams get blown out.
Okay. I was going to say where the Boston Golden State game fit into this, because Boston destroyed Golden State.
Yeah, actually 50 points is not actually on the list very much.
Yeah.
So the top one is actually from 2022. So 2022.
Right, 2 years ago.
Yes. Memphis beat OKC 155-79 as a 73 point margin.
Holy shit.
How the times have changed, first of all.
Yeah, right. I feel like if they played again, that would be the opposite.
It would be the opposite. But I'm kind of curious. The games that are going on tonight right now, are we going to see a blowout? Because it's March 19th.
Yeah. I don't know.
So Hornets are playing the Magic. Rockets are playing the Wizards. Pels are playing the Nets. I would like it to be that game
That would be nice.
in the Pels' favor.
Yep.
Mavs are playing the Spurs. And then Nuggets are playing the Timberwolves. I don't see the Nuggets or Timberwolves. I don't see the Mavs or Spurs. Pels, Nets, maybe. Rockets, Wizards, possibly. Hornets, Magic. That's probably my best bet.
Hornets Magic? Well, hate to burst your bubble, but that was only a 20-point win.
Dang it.
I know. I mean, it's a 20-point win.
I
Like the fact that we're saying a 20-point win isn't a big margin is wild. The Pels are up by 18. They just scored. They're up by 16. So this is kind of a blowout. We needed the blowout. Look at Zion doing a couple of things. But anyways, yeah, you got anything else on OTDISH? That was a good one.
All right. No, that's about it.
Nice little research there. All right. NFL. Let's do. We're gonna do rapid fire. All right. Well, actually, all right. Let's talk about Justin Fields to Pittsburgh.
I feel like that's the main one.
Yeah, it's the main one. I don't know what Pittsburgh's doing. I don't like what they're. I don't like. I guess the direction they're trying to go in. They did get both of those quarterbacks for next to nothing.
Yeah. Do you want me to make you sound really racist?
Well, hold on. No. I never want you to make me sound racist.
Okay.
I will say this: they're gonna have to pick up Justin Fields' fifth option in like 3 months. So they're gonna have to decide whether they want to keep him or not within the next 3 months.
Oh, I think they do.
Fifth year option. Okay, they might, but why the Russ thing? Okay, all right. Explain to me why I'm racist.
Because you don't like the quarterback situation of what they're doing, but they actually switched from white quarterbacks to black quarterbacks.
They have done a 180 as far as that goes.
Yeah.
That's like the last thing they have on their list because the Pittsburgh Steelers are really good about hiring African Americans. So that I guess that was their last box to check off.
They had to get the black quarterbacks.
The black quarterbacks. Okay. All right. Yeah. Is Russ Wilson even? He's like kind of like. I mean, he's about as tan as I am.
Yeah, he's kind of like half and half.
I don't know. Him and Sierra's babies are probably going to be really fucking cute, though.
Yeah.
Just saying that. I mean, Sierra is fucking... She's so hot. But yeah, no, Justin Fields to Pittsburgh. I don't know. I think Chicago got fleeced. I think it was them trying to hold out for too long. They're never going to admit this, but it was Chicago holding out too long. And then realizing, oh shit, we're not gonna get we're not gonna get anything for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So now they did. I think they kind of did right by Justin Fields by sending him to somewhere that he, I guess, wanted to be. That was the reports.
Yeah, that's what the general manager made a statement.
Made it sound like. I don't think any of that is true. I think that Chicago realized they're not going to get anything for him, panicked because they couldn't have Justin Fields and Caleb Williams in the same locker room at the same time.
Yeah,
that would be disastrous.
They should not play poker because their bluff game is not very good.
Chicago is terrible organization. This is awful. This is awful on the Chicago Bears part in that, like, you waited way too long. You thought you had a better hand than you had.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should have like tried to feel out the number one pick prospects trades, if you know what I'm talking about.
They might have done that behind the scenes, but it just seems like they had Caleb Williams as a lock for their guy.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So nobody was going to be like, oh, I'm gonna give you high value for Justin Fields.
Right. Yeah,
like obviously you're not getting very much for it.
They're terrible at bluffing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just god awful. Again, yeah, like you said, don't play poker.
Don't play poker.
Oh, I don't understand it. I don't understand it both ways. Now Kenny Pickett should never get a starting job ever again. By the way he handled that whole situation.
Yeah.
He just basically he pouted.
He did.
Instead, what he should have done was treated it like a challenge. Which is what winners do. It's like, oh, you got Russ Wilson in here. Oh, that's good. They think he's going to be better than me. I'm going to take that as a challenge and work harder and become better. That's what he should have done. That's what Kenny Pickett should have done. Instead, no. He went to his agent and he wah complained boo-hoo and wanted to be traded.
Because you got to look at it. You got to look at it sensibly. Like, they gave Russell Wilson a 1-year deal. Do you really think that is a long time, like, type of, like, you know, like a prospect that they want to keep in-house? No.
That they drafted you in the first round.
He's a rental. He's a rental,
Russ
and he
will-
could be a backup, and they wouldn't care. They couldn't care less if you actually took the starting reins. Like, don't give up now.
Yeah, that was such a fucking pussy-ass fucking move from Kenny Pickett. Like, I actually kind of liked Kenny Pickett. Now I hate Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
I am off Kenny Pickett.
Dude, and the guy doesn't even move out of Pennsylvania.
No.
He doesn't even he doesn't even leave Pennsylvania.
He's 4 hours down the turnpike.
Yeah.
Like, dude, fuck you, Kenny. Man, that really infuriated me, man.
Yeah.
Like, he had an opportunity to prove that he would work hard and become better, and he just fucking pussied out.
Yeah.
Fuck Kenny Pickett. I'm out. I don't care how much you look like Morgan Wallen.
No, you're right. That's true.
All right, let's get through these real quick. Hollywood Brown to the Chiefs. Awesome. Like, he should be your Calvin Ridley next year. You should draft him in the second round.
Absolutely not. They're still finding their Tyreek.
Whatever.
Andy Reid has a type. It's like Ye, or formerly known as Kanye West, dating a girl that looks just like Kim Kardashian.
No. Hollywood Brown's going to go off for like 2,000 yards.
All right. Agree to disagree.
All right, Jimmy G to the Rams. I think that's great. Matt Stafford's going to get hurt next year. Like, I'm not trying to wish any ill. I like Matt Stafford. I'm not trying to wish any ill will upon him, but he is that old. He's going to get hurt next year. Jimmy G, nice step in. I think Sean McVay can do a lot with him.
Sean McVay, the QB revivalist.
Yes, I like that. Keenan Allen to the Bears. Perfect if they're trying to. It's one good move the Bears did. You want a very good, talented veteran wide receiver who's still got a little bit left in the tank. Did you see Keenan Allen last year? He fucking tore up.
Actually, he didn't take a pay cut because quote, "I'm not doing it. I just came off my best season, so it's not happening."
Yeah, no, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, do yourself, do you get that money,
get that paper, boo boo. Calvin Ridley to the Titans. This is one of those. The Titans are a very poorly run organization because you're not going to pay AJ Brown, but a year later you're going to pay Calvin Ridley
the same amount.
No, I think they paid Calvin Ridley more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was more for a longer term. Because this is 4 years? Yeah, no, they pay Calvin Ridley more. And you know better than anyone in the fucking world how Calvin Ridley's not worth it. Tell everybody how much you hate Calvin Ridley.
I very much hate Calvin Ridley, but my hatred's probably not as great as Calvin Ridley hates the Patriots because he just went to the Titans instead of the Patriots.
Yes, correct. That's yes. Good point. That is a good point. The Titans are just they're never gonna win. The Titans are never gonna win as long as they're in Tennessee. I'm calling it. They're gonna have to move.
Wow.
Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna have to move.
Even with that marketed team, with the schedule release,
I don't care. Let's see. Aaron Donald retires. Huge. That's massive.
Yeah, it was big
because he was very good last year. He would at least one double team, if not a triple team, last year, right?
He could probably play 7 more years.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, they're gonna have to. I think the Rams are gonna. They're probably gonna draft some guy, that Texas guy or whatever. I can't remember his name. We'll get into the draft later on, but Mike Vrabel to the Browns as a consultant. I don't know what that means.
Like, hey, instead of sitting on the couch, do you want to sit on our couch?
I think that's what I kind of took this as, like, hey, Kevin Stefanski, if you don't fucking do something this year, we have a new head coach in waiting.
Oh, so it's like a backup head coach.
Right, exactly. So, you know how, like, I guess you would want, the Pittsburgh Steelers would want Justin Fields to push Russ Wilson.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing in the coaching room. Mike Vrabel is pushing Kevin Stefanski.
It's a bold strategy.
It is a bold strategy. I like it. I kind of love what the Browns are doing, man. They're all in. They're going for it. They got Jerry Jeudy. Like they're really banking on Deshaun Watson, and I kind of respect it because there's no one else that would have banked on Deshaun Watson as much as Cleveland has.
Yeah.
Maybe Atlanta, but that's about it.
Yeah, definitely not massage therapists.
No. That's why I think Atlanta's got the best of those. They definitely have some of the best strip clubs, from what James Harden has told me.
That's very sure.
Yeah. We already talked about Kenny Pickett to the Eagles. Joe Flacco to the Colts. Love it. Good. I hope Joe Flacco keeps getting paid.
I mean, this kind of goes off of what we just talked about with Deshaun Watson. I mean, they're putting all their eggs in that basket. But yeah.
I mean, Joe Flacco, he's not going to take you the entire season. He probably won't even take you through half the season. But what he does play, he's going to be great. He's going to be good. I like it.
I mean, Anthony Richardson is obviously like the starter next year, but I mean, hey, look,
he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt after 3 games.
I mean, yeah, we don't wish that upon him, obviously, but hey, it's good to have a good backup like Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco is such a good backup. Perfect for Anthony Richardson. Where did Gardner Minshew go? He went to the Raiders?
Did he?
I can't remember where Gardner Minshew went. I think he went to the Raiders, but
I'm trying to remember exactly where he went.
I'm not sure.
Just give me 1 second, but
yeah, dude. No, he's not still in the Colts. Don't say that.
Raiders.
All right, I got it right. Good deal. Look at me. Big brain time.
Yeah, trust your gut.
Yep.
Do it on the
Minshew's,
the tournament.
I don't like that for Minshew, but I guess it is what it is. I'm not sold on Antonio Pierce. That's why. But let's see. Last thing I got is Chase Young to the Saints. Good. We needed to bolster the defensive line. Cam Jordan's getting old. I like the move. If you would have told me this 2 years ago, I would have loved the move. But I like the move.
If we had a high ceiling guy that was maybe like a backup quarterback, I wouldn't really particularly care about it because we don't have Drew Brees anymore to mentor him. We have like Derek Carr, and I wouldn't trust that. But the fact that we have a high ceiling guy like Chase Young going on the other side of Cam Jordan, and Cam Jordan can mentor him, I love it.
Yep, I agree.
I love it. That's exactly as a prospect and like a free agent sighting, I'm not particularly thrilled with Chase Young, but I know he has a lot of talent and he's still very young. But the factor of Cam Jordan actually being there, DeMario Davis being a leader on that defense, I think can push him to the levels that he was, projected to go in the first place.
He was meant to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree. Especially he's going to have Cam Jordan on the other side getting double teams. Because Cam Jordan got double teamed last year all the time.
Yeah.
And that could pave the way for Chase Young.
And the position's not actually his. Like, Peyton Turner is still in the building.
Right.
Like, they're going to push each other.
I agree. I love it. I do love the signing. And it's $1 million, or I'm sorry, 1 year, $13 million, I think.
Fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed. That's he's basically a rental, and then basically lease to own. Mm-hmm. He's a lease to own. Let's see. Oh, we had Mike Williams to the Jets today. Just giving Aaron Rodgers basically giving Aaron Rodgers another weapon.
Yeah, it looks unfair if he stays healthy the entire season.
Agreed. Also, I think it was a great idea for Jim Harbaugh to get rid of both those wide receivers. If you look at Jim Harbaugh's teams, they are very run-oriented teams. Look at Michigan.
Yeah.
Look at when he was at San Francisco.
Who was his wide receivers at Michigan?
I don't know.
Robin Wilson.
Oh, really?
Like the only one.
That's the only one.
The only one that actually caught passes.
Yeah. I mean, look at San Francisco. San Francisco was Colin Kaepernick running all around. They have Frank Gore. Like it was
Michael Crabtree.
Yeah, they did have Michael.
So they
Crabtree.
only have one. That's all he needs.
That's all he needs is one. And he's going to probably draft it in the draft.
Or they're just going to keep relying on Quentin Johnson.
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
I do like Quentin Johnson. He was really good at TCU. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Anything else on the NFL?
That's about it.
Okay. Let's get to NBA. Boston secures the playoffs. They're the best team in the NBA right now. There's nothing else you can really say.
Case in point.
They're playing like the best unit. They're playing as one. They have their star. Jason Tatum he could be the face of the NBA. Like I know, like Zion could, and the Anthony Edwards could. Like it's all about who's going to take it over from LeBron James.
Yep.
Which I think we have a great crop. I really do.
It's starting to formulate.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama, like it's looking good. Speaking of Anthony Edwards, that fucking dunk
Against John Collins, no less.
Yeah, dude. Anthony, he might have the number one dunk and the number one block of the year.
Yeah, I think he doesn't realize how athletic he truly is because he's gotten himself hurt both times.
I think he's slowly realizing.
Yeah, because the block, he jumped up way too high and actually hit his head on the backboard and rim.
He hit his back. He hit his spine, dude.
Exactly. So he still hurt himself going up on that. And then he dislocated his finger doing the block or doing the jam and poster on John Collins. So this guy doesn't even realize how athletic he really is.
He's still learning.
Yeah.
About it. I mean, he's 22, so let's be honest.
That's true.
I was still learning a lot about myself at 22 as well.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, he's that's insane. He still has like untapped potential.
Yeah.
It's wild. I mean, he's so much fun to fucking watch. The fact that they lost Karl Anthony Towns really does kind of suck because like they need Karl. As much as I'm not a big Karl Anthony Towns fan, they need Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
They need him.
But hey, if there's a time to shine, Anthony Edwards, this is it.
This is it. Pels are on a roll, dude. If we get in a 7-game series with the LA Clippers, I think we might sweep them. We match up that well with them for some reason. I have no idea.
It seems like almost as if like somebody during the All-Star break from an opposing team like criticized that no one should really worry about the Pelicans.
Yeah.
And they took that to heart.
Yeah. Like especially Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy's been on a fucking tear.
Well, we talked about last week how Trey Murphy, he still thinks it's March Madness right now.
He does still think it's March Madness, yeah. And good. Keep it going. Keep it going. We'll do April Madness too.
Yeah. I'll have to say, this is the most fun team that I think actually believe that they have potential to win it all since the CP3, Tyson Chandler, and David West teams.
I agree. Those teams were so much fun.
They were nasty.
See, I never even was this confident about the Anthony Davis teams.
I mean, Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins gave me some excitement. They were fun to watch, but I didn't really truly believe in the potential of them.
Correct. Yeah, you're right. I think, like, and then what? Did we have a Emeka Okafor back with CP3? I think that might have been after CP3.
Somewhere around that line.
I can't remember. The timeline. Dude, there's so many changes in the NBA, it's hard to keep up with the timeline. But Pels are on a roll. I would rather us stay as a 4th or 5th seed. Because, again, I don't want to play any of those teams that come out of the play-in game.
Nope.
Not one bit.
Nope.
Let's see. Oh, Denver's getting hot at the right time. They're on a bit of a roll too.
Denver is surging after Nikola Djokovic's speech. Jokic's speech.
Dude, you know what? Next week or sometime we should do a segment on you just pronouncing names.
Okay. Is that you think that the audience will enjoy that?
I'll enjoy it, so that's all that I care about.
I won't enjoy it, but if the audience does enjoy it, then yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess. This just in, the audience will enjoy it. Okay. Yeah. All right, I believe that.
Okay, cool. We'll do a segment on Joe pronouncing weird names.
Okay.
Cool. Anyways, so yeah, Denver getting hot at the right time.
Denver's getting hot at the right time because
Nikola Jokic.
Yes.
There you go.
He gave a speech a team speech to his team, you know.
A team speech to his team. Good deal.
Just like that.
Anyways, keep going.
But yeah, so like basically the team once he's actually on board and he just doesn't actually care. Like he actually cares about the basketball season and not about his horses.
Gotcha.
Like they know that they're in trouble.
Okay, so they are trouble.
Well, they were in trouble, but now they're winning.
Now they're winning. Right. Okay. So when he focuses on basketball more than his horses, that's when they're
like, oh, Dad's upset.
Yeah. Dad. Okay. Anyways, Milwaukee and Orlando, they're two other teams. The Knicks, I guess you could throw in there too, but Milwaukee and Orlando, they're on a fucking roll right now.
Yeah, Milwaukee 73 in the last 10 games. Orlando 8-2.
Yeah, 8-2. They gave Jamal Mosley an extension. Orlando did, which I think is well merited. I think he's done a really good job with that team.
That's a surprising team.
It is. That's why, like, I'm really happy that they gave him an extension. But like, I did not see that coming out of Orlando.
Because I mean, I was looking at up and down the team. Like, give me 1 second. Paolo Banchero? Banchero?
Almost.
Okay. I mean, he's been amazing so far, and he's like the big superstar of the team. But like, really, there's not much else. I mean, Gary Harris is still starting for that team.
That should tell you a lot.
Yeah. So like, dude, props to Mosley.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I like that guy. Yeah. You got anything else in the NBA?
That's about it.
All right. Real quick, PGA. Scotty Scheffler's going to be a problem.
He's coming back around.
Yeah. He really is. He's so good.
Back-to-back winning, Players Championship winning.
Yep. I don't like the PGA right now, and it sucks. Obviously, I'm going to tune into all of the majors because all of the players are going to be there, right?
Yeah.
But without the live players, man, it kind of sucks.
It's bare. It feels naked.
It does. It's just like there's something missing, and like I usually get really fucking pumped up for the players, but I was just like there's no John Rahm, there's no Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, and I should specify, it's not like a naked lady. It's like a naked old man in the locker room.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to see all that dangling balls and shit.
You don't want to look at it.
No. Hey, why is it that it's the oldest, most grossest guys, old men, that are just the ones that let it all hang out all the time?
Yeah, they don't care anymore.
I guess they just don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, they let it. That's just the problem. I love watching golf, and I love like during the summer how it's like every Thursday and Friday. I'm like, oh shit, I got something to watch.
Yeah,
Dude, Live and PGA need to figure it the fuck out. Get everybody, all the best golfers into one league. I'm sick of having to watch two different fucking things. I'm sick of the PGA having only half of the good players. Like, figure it out. I'm fucking pissed.
I agree.
Anything else?
I think that's about it.
Alrighty, yeah, we will see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.